In the early 1600s, a man named Anthony Johnson was brought from Africa to Virginia as an indentured servant. Life was brutal. He worked long hours in the tobacco fields, facing hunger, harsh conditions, and constant danger. Yet, like many others, he served out his term of bondage. When his indenture ended, Anthony did something remarkable for the time. He gained his freedom. With freedom came opportunity. He acquired land on Virginia's eastern shore, became a successful tobacco farmer, and even brought over indentured servants of his own, both white and black. By the 1650s, he and his family lived as respected property owners in a society that rarely granted such status to people of African descent. He became one of the first Africans in Virginia to legally own land, earning respect as Antonio the Negro in court records. In 1655, Anthony Johnson became involved in a legal dispute over an African servant named John Casor. Quaser had worked for Johnson for many years and claimed that his term of indenture, usually 5 to 7 years, was complete. Quaser said Johnson was keeping him in service illegally. Casor turned to a neighboring white planter, Robert Parker, for help. Parker agreed with Casor and allowed him to live on his land as a free man. Anthony Johnson, however, insisted that Casor was bound to him for life, not just for a fixed term. Johnson took Parker to court in Northampton County, Virginia. After hearing the case, the court sided with Johnson. They ruled that Casor was indeed Johnson's servant for the rest of his life. This is widely considered the first legal case in colonial America to declare a person of African descent a servant for life, essentially establishing a precedent for racial slavery in Virginia. For Anthony's family, the results were mixed. His children inherited land and status for a while, but as Virginia's racial laws hardened, they were gradually stripped of rights and property. The Johnsons went from being a symbol of possibility to a reminder of how quickly freedom could vanish in colonial America. The irony is striking. Johnson, himself once enslaved, used the courts to argue for lifelong control over another man. While it gave him and his family more labor and strengthened their plantation in the short term, it also helped lay the foundation for laws that would eventually strip away his descendants' freedom and property. Anthony Johnson's life is a powerful and complex story of freedom, success, and the legal turning point that helped shape the system of slavery in colonial America. As always, thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about American history, please like, share, and follow.